If you feel like you're being bodied by the early game of Elden Ring, know that you are not alone. This game is very difficult, especially right at the start, when you lack a lot of direction and you're really under-leveled. To help get you over that hurdle, I'm going to show you a farming spot that you can use without ever fighting anything and get up to 500,000 souls an hour right at the start of the game. All you need to do is make it from the first step, which is where you start the game, to the Church of Ella, and then slightly north to either Lake Aguil North or to the Gatefront side of Grace to get your horse. Now, once you have that, we're going to follow this route. You're going to follow the road down here to this bridge. There will be a knight on this bridge that we will have to run away from, after which point we will hang a left up this road, and we're going to follow it all the way until we reach this building here, the Third Church of Marika. So, let's go ahead and start the run. Now, if you haven't already, feel free to like, subscribe, leave a comment. If you have any ideas of topics to cover in the future, if there are any issues that you are having a hard time with, maybe where to find early game upgrading materials, whatever it might be, go ahead and let me know in the comments section down below. Now, as we are riding north here, we can completely ignore all of these enemies. The only one that is going to be a bit of a challenge is the guy that you can see out there, way out on the bridge. Now, for this guy, you can jump over some of his attacks, but be aware that if you do go a little bit too wide off to the side, sometimes he can actually hit you and push you off the bridge, which can be a bit of a pain. So, now we need to follow this dirt trail down here. And we'll be heading straight to that little marker that you can see out there. You don't have to exactly follow the road. If you want to, you can kind of just swerve out a little bit or just make a beeline directly to that marker. Now, the nice thing about this particular farming method that we're going to do is that it involves zero fighting, which is really handy early on if you feel like you're getting crushed over and over again by enemies that you feel really underleveled to deal with. And I actually highly recommend using this farming method before you go and take on any of the main bosses of the game, because some of them right at the very start are quite difficult. Now, there is a gentleman up there that you can get a quest from, and although I think close to a level 120 at this point, I've played through a decent chunk of the game, I actually haven't done his quest yet. May have forgotten about that. We've got a little gianty boy, so we're just kind of give him a little bit of space, but we can see the church right here. Now, this church, and actually taking this route to get to where we're going, is great, because in this church you'll get your flask of Wondrous Physic. I believe in the Third Church of Marika. It should be like right over here on this pedestal, and then I think there's another item off to the right there. Or, I'm sorry, no, off to the left here, right by the statue. Anyway, now that you're here, go ahead and rest at this site of grace, and what we're going to do is we're going to go out the back of the church on the left-hand side, down into the water here, and hidden behind all of these bushes is a teleporter. We're going to examine that and travel to another location. Alright, now once you've loaded in, normally you're going to see a really big giant standing right there. Ignore him. You want to come in here, light this bonfire because it'll be useful later, and ignore that guy. He's probably not going to be useful to you quite yet. Anyway, go ahead, hop up on your horse, and here's the route that we're going to take from here. We are going to go south along this road until we get to this bonfire. We are not going to cross this bridge, and instead we're going to take a small route out around here and across this bridge to the Linnaeus Rise bonfire, which is where we're going to be doing our farming. Now let's go ahead and make this run. Now, you will see a lot of small enemies along the way. They are actually quite powerful early on, so ignore them. But do make sure to stop by this golden tree and grab an upgrade material for your flask. That's going to be very important coming up. Not for this particular farming method, because you won't be fighting. It's just really good to have. Now, if you haven't done so already, or if it's currently nighttime for you, I highly encourage you to rest at this bonfire and make sure that you pass the time until morning. This is going to make sure that the path that we have to take is actually clear and that you don't have to fight a boss along the way. So go ahead, after you've rested at that bonfire, you're going to turn around, away from the big scary dragon, ride up this hill to the right, and just follow this path. Now, the path ahead is actually filled with a lot of traps, and later on, I'll show you in another video how to use these traps to get another good chunk of free souls, although it is more of a one-time thing. These are what the traps look like, by the way. They're these little black things on the ground. If you run over them, they can actually poison them. Note that you can actually jump over them, so, yeah. On this bridge, if you come here through nighttime, a black knight on horseback will be on this bridge, and he is a pain to deal with. So, again, highly recommend coming through here at night. And look at this. It's just been a couple minutes of riding, super easy, haven't had to fight anything, and we are already in the farming zone that, if you run it efficiently, could probably get you around 500,000 souls an hour. Rest at this bonfire. I'm sorry, I always call them bonfires. Rest at that side of grace, and ride down this road here. There are some upgrade materials you can grab from these crystal areas, or I'm sorry, not upgrade materials, crafting materials you can grab, but you probably won't use them too much early. A boulder will spawn, you run out of the way of the boulder, watch it go down, and instantly you're going to get some souls. Now, I currently have an item equipped that buffs the runes that I'm getting, so let me unequip that so you can see exactly what you're going to get when you make this run, because early on you're probably not going to have that particular soul gain item. So let me just reset here at the site of grace, and here's what we do. Immediately mount, sprint straight down. About the time that you get to this little ramp here on the left, you want to turn your camera around a little bit so you can see behind you. Wait for it to spawn, run along the edge, and make sure you watch it go off. Now, as soon as it goes off, don't run back to the bonfire, teleport there. This is going to quickly reload the world, and you can mount up, go down, and ride again. And you're going to get approximately 2,000 souls every time you do this, and it only takes like 20 or 30 seconds to do the whole run. Now, technically, you can run into some issues if you're not watching this thing go off the cliff. I've had times where I've had my camera facing away from it, and I actually didn't get the souls, so make sure you're watching it when it goes off. The other thing is that you actually don't have to wait for the souls to show up on the right before you actually start making that money. Just go down, wait for it to spawn, jump past it, watch it go off, and as soon as you're able to open up the map, you can teleport back. Hey, if this video helped you, feel free to like and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments section if there's anything else you would like me to cover, and good luck in Elden Ring.